Why, hello and welcome everybody. It is Pohx again. So today I figured I'd create a video for you guys of my current character that I'm playing in Grim Dawn, and this is going to be in the Hardcore League. So I'm on currently Elite Hardcore, and the only thing left for me to do is beat the game again on Elite. Well, not beat it again, but beat it again on Elite, and that'll unlock Ultimate Mode. And I'm currently playing a Conjurer, which is a hybrid between a Shaman and a occultist. And I figured, let's show you guys how my character goes, right? Pretend this is a little bit of Path of Exile. So Grim Dawn is really cool in terms of, as you get higher in the difficulties, the mob density gets bigger. I think it might be a placebo effect, but it really does feel like it. I almost feel like I'm mapping in Path of Exile sometimes when I'm playing. Alright, so we're gonna gently go over a little bit of the skill tree and then the constellation tree, and then I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys. So my character is not that tanky, I'm just kidding. He's got 8k life. That's pretty good, right? I know JK actually I have 10.5. So alright, so on my character, you can see I've been working pretty hard for resist. I still have some pieces open for some stuff, so I feel like I'm doing okay on resist. So I'll put all res in my amulet, will be a lot better there. I'll just go over my legendaries or uniques or whatever the fuck they're called in Grim Dawn if you guys want to see them. Let me just disable what this is. They're pretty OP. I got super lucky with them. I've got Fiend Scale Jacket, which gives me Vitality Deeps. I don't think Vitality Decay does much for me, but the Contagion effect is really sick. And then I've got my Bone Weave Leggings that I just got as well, which has some more Vitality damage, and the proc chance Sigil of Consumption is pretty disgusting. Alright, so as for the character that we're running, we've got Shaman. We're picking up 16 points into Devouring Swarm, 1 point in Modrigan's Pact just to get it started, 10 points in a Heart of Wild for 40% life, along with Poison Duration Reduction and Bleed Duration Reduction. I don't really know how I feel about Oak Skin. I'm probably going to drop it, but for right now I've just got 1 point in it just for the extra buff to get some Pierce Resist. I've got 12 points into Wendigo Totem, but it's augmented, so it's got 14 points. Wendigo Totem is actually, I thought it was terrible at first, but it's really, really good. It heals for percentage health, but it also does damage. It does a decent amount of damage. It is a vitality damage per pulse, and I'm scaling all vitality on my character. Next up, we've got Storm Totem, which is our main deeps. Storm Totem usually does lightning damage, however, I'm converting it over to vitality via the conversion. Next up in my occultist tree, I've got 1 point into Curse of Fertility right now. It's basically just for the minus 50% slow. Eventually would like to max this out for AoE and max out vulnerability for the reduction to vitality resistance. I've got 1 point in Soleil's Witchfire just to have the buff on. The buff, when it's on, gives me 33% vitality damage from Consecrated Blade, alongside with 95% vitality damage from Second Right. I did have much more damage because I had, 10 points in Vuln, but I ended up respecking it out to get Doombolt for 1 point, because after I get Doombolt in 10 points, I get Possession. Possession is absolutely ridiculous. It gives 25% vitality damage, 25% fucking everything, and gives damage mitigation, I do believe. Now, Possession has like 12 levels, I think, so it's going to be a pretty huge steroid in the damage. And I guess my components, you can see on the stream. I don't want to spend too much time on that. I'd rather actually show you guys some content and some gameplay. My character does have a lot of scaling to go, so I'm super stoked and super excited for that. But let's go ahead and show you a little bit of how the build plays out. I have pretty obnoxious sustain right now with all my vitality leech that I've got. And I'm not saying it's impossible for me to die, but it's damn hard for my character to die because of my sustain. I don't typically use health potions. I've given my friend like 300 of them. Let's see. Let's try to find some mobs here. So that was me getting hit, and that was my retaliation proc that just healed me. That's how crazy it is. The deeps is pretty sick too. With 2 totems out, it's like maybe almost 10k a second, I think. So I don't think it's too bad for level 53. I mean, we've had absolutely no problems with any boss before. And then if I'm by my totem too, oh my god, the extra heal. It's bonkers, dude. Also, one other thing to note and to add in, I forgot, the Devouring Swarm actually reduces their vitality resistance by 75%. So check this out. I'm going to take some damage here. If I can even take damage. This is my passive healing me. Like, look at this! Look at this passive! Alright, here we go. Ready, boys? One swarm. Boom! Look at that leech! Look at it go! It's fucking OP, man. Sick build. And then the Doom Bolt's pretty nice because it does give it deals a pretty decent chunk of damage. It's usually like around 4K plus. But it also reduces their health. So sometimes you get like obnoxiously tanky rares for some reason that like don't do anything, they just don't die. Doom Bolt is very nice for clean kills like that. As for my stat distribution, I've went kind of like a mixture between physique and cunning, or sorry, physique and spirit. I don't really know how much I've pumped of each. I don't know if the base is 266 and the base here is 258. I'm not really too sure, but that's pretty much what I've been pumping. I don't think you really need cunning for anything. Like, offensive ability is nice, but it's not required really by any needs. I'm pretty excited to get into Ultimate, the next difficulty, because everyone's telling me that, like, Ultimate is where the game starts. Like, the game is 50 times more difficult in Ultimate, and I can't play YOLO like I'm playing now, so it's always fun to meet a challenge. You know, I think that's one of the most enjoyable things of games is sometimes when you feel you're too overpowered, you're so happy with your character because, you know, you've created, like, a monster, but you want a challenge. You want to fight, you know, an actual challenge. And again, I'm super stoked for going into... Where is it? Oh yeah, I can go over my devotion tree, that's right. But I'm super stoked to go into Occultist and get Possession, because Possession is going to be damage mitigation as well, and that's sick. One other thing else is, I don't have any, like, enchants on my gear. I think they're called augments. I don't have any augments on my gear from reputation vendors, so I've got, like, another 70-80% vitality damage to probably pick up. And I can confirm and say that this character is indeed self-found viable. Look at this. That's my 35% poison rate. This still hits me pretty hard. This 35% is pretty shitty, so maybe that's why. I think the cap is 80%, and I'm like 85 chaos. I'm overcapped chaos because of one of my auras. I want to find like a rare for you guys so you can see the damage numerics, but I don't know if I'll find one. Come on, rare, where are you? Da-na-na. Ooh, that was a big hit. That was an angry hit. Rip, no rare, boys. Well, I can't show you the deeps on a rare, but I promise you, man, it's pretty obnoxious. I do. Please believe me, senpai, please. All right, so let's go over the devotion tree really fast, and I'm gonna explain kind of what I went into, and you know, you guys are free to pretty much do whatever you want here. So on the devotion tree, I started by going over to the left, and I went through the bat. The bat is 10% vitality damage, chance at vitality decay. I don't really know exactly how this procs. I think it might proc off like my totem. I could totally be wrong. Then I've got vitality damage again, 3% of attack damage converted to health. I'm assuming this applies to like my devouring swarm. And then I've got Twin Fangs, which is pretty much useless. It's okay. I guess it's not useless. It's okay. This is attached to my Wendigo totem, so when it pulses, it has a chance of dealing vitality damage. The only problem is I think when you're using a totem, you don't actually get the leech. Kind of like Path of Exile. Actually, it's not that bad. I always thought weapon damage, I thought it was bad, but it basically gives it a chance to hit twice, and a little bit more. Alright, then I've got the Jackal. Jackal gives me 6% energy, which is garbage, 8 offensive ability, and attack speed is pretty garbage. 8% all damage is pretty nice, but I do believe I needed the extra one here. And then I went through here and got Sailor's Guide, which is physique, reduced freeze and slow resistance, cold and lightning res, and physique and movement speed. A lot of people think this is really bad. I personally think it's really good. Like, physique and movement speed and some resist. Movement speed is pretty much key if you're trying to kite. And then last we went into the Gallows. Gallows is 10% Vit damage, Vitality Retaliation is garbage, Vitality Res is okay, Vitality damage and Chaos damage, it's whatever. I might respec this later on, but all of this allowed me to unlock the Wendigo over here, which is a hybrid. You can see it requires 4 and 6. It takes 4 Chaos and 6 Primordial, and what this does is 20% Vitality and Vitality Decay, 15 Spirit, 5% Casting Speed, which I do believe affects your totems, 10% less damage from Beast, 25% Vitality and Vitality Decay damage, and then Wendigo's Mark, which is a 15% chance on attack to just flat out deal 1100 Vitality damage, which has an 8-second duration, which is overpowered. It's really, really strong. It's really, really good. So after that, I decided I was thinking of going into Tempest. So I went down here and got reduced stun threshold, 10% pierce resist, 10% aether resist, 10% chaos, but I'm going to respec this. Anyway, I wanted to go over here and pick up Tempest because I swear to God they hotfixed it. I put a point into lightning damage, and I was looking at my shaman tree, and my damage was going up from Storm Totem even though I converted it all to Corrupted Storm. Thus being that the conversion applied before. And then I woke up this morning and put a point into it, and I got no damage. And everybody was like, what? So I guess they hotfixed it because it was a bug. So we ended up removing all this because I was going to get 20% lightning damage, 25% lightning damage, a chance to proc 100% lightning damage. That's kind of OP, right? Even though I'm not even playing lightning. So I have to respec out of... I'm going to respec out of the Empty Throne here, and instead, we're going to go into the Crane. Crane gives me 8 Spirit, 8 Physique, 15 Poison, and Acid Res, 10% all damage minus Spirit requirement for weapons, 10% Vitality Res, 15% Elemental. It's actually very strong. Now, the combination to unlock this, I get 5 from here, and the Lion gives me 3. That makes 8. Actually, 9 if you count this point. Lion gives me 4% health and defense ability, along with 10% Spirit Flat Life, which is good with all the percentage scaling, and 8% damage in general. So that makes 8 if we spec out of this one consolation point, which opens up these scales of Ulka Fuck Fuck. Alright, Ulka Fuck Fuck gives me flat regen and energy regen, which is just nice. It doesn't really matter, but it's nice to have sustainability. 10% health, 6 life regen per second, which is terrible, and then percentage regen. Down here we get a flat 300 energy and 250 life. That's really good. Over to the right, 15% all damage, and then tip of the scales, 20% chance when hit to deal vitality damage back to the target, and then leech that back as health. Come on, that's pretty fucking OP, right? And the last one I've got right now is I've got 3 points into Targo the Builder, which gives 15 defensive ability, 400 health, and 5% percentage life, and 8% life. I don't plan on completing him because it's like, defensive ability is okay, armor is okay, shield damage, I don't use a shield, and this effect requires a shield, and the consolation bonus is only 1 order anyway, so it seems pretty useless. So that's pretty much where I'm at now with the character. It feels really strong. I'm really enjoying it. Hope you guys like Grim Dawn as well. I'm playing it for a couple more days on the stream, and then we'll be over to the Warcraft 3 week. So this is gonna pretty much conclude the video. Hope you guys liked it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, I'll see you guys. I don't know where I'll see you guys. Maybe I'll see you guys in real life someday. That'd be cool, right? But anyway, I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you boys all tomorrow. Take care, everybody.